What's up, guys? My name is Dr. Yancy Keste, travel physical therapist, and today I'm gonna talk about interviews with travel companies. Today I had 3 travel company interviews with 3 different companies, and I'm gonna share how it went and what I'm thinking. And I don't have too many notes. I'm literally just gonna talk, be raw and unfiltered, because I've been a travel physical therapist for about 8 years, and I've seen a lot. I've seen so much, but you need to have questions when you have an interview. So I have a list on the traveltherapyhub.com website. It's a free list. You click guide. There's a list of interview questions by setting, because I just use this as a guideline, because you want to ask them questions at the end, because essentially you're interviewing the facility. It's not they're interviewing you, but more so you're interviewing them. And if you're a therapist, especially a physical therapist like me, the job demand is very good. The ball's in your court. I'm in California, and I typically line up interviews the same day or the same week. So when it's time to accept the job, you have more leverage to negotiate with your recruiter. So for the jobs I had, 2 jobs were home health, 1 job was a skilled nursing facility. And the more flexible you are in your setting, the better of a chance you'll have to get the jobs. So for me as a traveler, I've worked in every setting except for peds schools. I don't like working with kids. Schools, maybe I'll do it someday just to say I did it, but I've done every setting: ICU, acute care, home health, even pelvic floor. Yes, there is pelvic floor geared towards males. That's what I've been doing a little bit. But essentially, my first job interview was for a home health job. The pay was pretty good. The pay was listed as $3,200 gross. Yes, I'm also in California. There are a lot of jobs here, but $3,200 gross before taxes per week. And I actually ended this interview early. You know why? Because I wanted to save as much time as possible. There was a miscommunication on the territory that I wanted to see patients in for home health, and this territory was way too far. It was too far. It was about an hour and a half-ish from the place where I'm staying in. And initially, I just cut off the interview. I, of course, did it very respectfully, but I let them know that this was the wrong territory. And they said, oh, we're sorry about that. There's actually another position in the territory that you want. So they said they would call me back. So this was the first interview. It probably took maybe 3 minutes, but we went right to the point, and I saved myself time because I don't want to waste time. Time's valuable. And the next interview was for a skilled nursing facility. And during skilled nursing facilities, there's some good questions on the sheet. One thing is to ask about if they do groups, concurrent treatment. This facility doesn't do groups. So groups is when a therapist sees multiple patients at the same time. It could be 4, 5, 6. So essentially you bill more. But this place, they said there were complaints by the patients, so they don't do groups, which is great. Here, the productivity rate was 90% for physical therapists, which that is pretty high. That's the most I've ever even seen. So pretty much with productivity, it's like the amount of time you're doing patient treatment. So with 90% in an 8-hour day, that's like 7 hours to 7 hours and 15 minutes. So not too much time to go to the bathroom, to make a phone call if you have to, or just mess around. So that's pretty intense. And with this facility, they also asked that you travel to another location, which was a surprise. So essentially I would go back and forth between 2 skilled nursing facilities, and they were about 45 minutes apart. And I didn't like that, but the pay also was good. This one was about $29.90 gross. And I'm spoiled, not all jobs pay this well, but in the area where I am, the cost of living is very high, so they do typically pay well. But the pay is pretty good, so I don't mind traveling as long as they pay you for the time. And that interview actually, it went very well. I think I've worked so many settings, like literally when you just start out, you're freaking out, scared. I was so scared my first contract, but now I can literally jump into a facility, not know what I'm doing, and it's totally fine. You just ask questions and you just go with the flow. Honestly, patient care, it's not too tough as long as you just get comfortable. You talk to thousands of people, which I've done. And that was the second interview. I'm just trying to look back, see if I have any other cool questions. I also always ask for the documentation system and to see if they have any techs or rehab aides. And that is very important. And that is about it. So for the third interview, it was for a home health company, and this actually wasn't my favorite one. This home health company, their point system is very fair. You see about 25 points per week, and it's pretty much just 5 points per day if you work 5 days a week. Another perk of this one was I'm able to switch my day. So I can work 3 days, 4 days, as long as I see the points. And in the previous job, I had to work 5 days a week. I even had to work a weekend. It was a Tuesday through Sunday schedule, I believe. But with this company, I pretty much can work any days I want as long as I see my 25 points. The person who interviewed me, he was very personable. He was an occupational therapist, phenomenal. And the company is also owned by other healthcare workers, so it's very ethical. He seemed like a nice guy, he's casual. They provide a tablet, they pay you for mileage. I think it's 72 cents per mile. And then the pay for this was 3,100 gross, which that also, all these pays sound high, but I'm kind of picky now that I've been doing this. And then this also is a high cost of living area. So not all job pays close to 3,000. Most of the time they're like 2,400, 2,200. So don't let this just inflate everything. But with this one, they give you a tablet, you can make phones, and they have an ASAP start date. I also asked them about overtime, and they said, yes, there is a ton of opportunity to work overtime. And I received an offer for this one today. For the other ones, I didn't get an offer yet. They verbally said they would give me an offer. So I'm excited. So I'm just gonna wait and see. And one thing I did ask is to make sure to get a good overtime rate on my contract, especially if I'm gonna work overtime. But those are the 3 experiences of a job interview. Actually, the last territory is very good. I also asked about the territory and how far it is, and it seems like it's good. So I'm probably gonna accept the last one because it's home health, pays well, it's good productivity, great management, it sounds like. And there's also a 30-day cancellation notice with this job. So essentially, if the facility stops for some reason, they find a full-timer, I get paid out for the 30 days, which is good. And there's a 40-hour guarantee. So as long as I try to work, I'll get paid for the full 40 hours. But let me know what you guys think. Those were the 3 job interviews I had. If you guys have any questions, feel free to like and subscribe or post any questions. Have a good one.